The darkness continues.
Open your mind.
Dark exodus. Dark exodus. The protester.
Dark exodus.
Open your mind.
You know.
Yeah, X.
You know.
Dark exodus. You understand?
Yeah, X.
You know.
You understand? Open your mind.
Dark exodus. Yeah, X.
You know.
You understand?
Yeah, X.
dark exodus, dark exodus, dark exodus, dark exodus.
And we are back. Had my echo on, goddamn it. Good thing I checked. But we are back. Bespoke. Welcome back to another. Oh shit. God damn. I don't even get the show started before brothers start dropping coins. I appreciate that $4.99 super chat, Brother Divine Network Solutions. See, man, this is the type of folks I got that watch me. Boy, they drop coins before I can even get the damn show going. Appreciate that, my brother. You know, when you drop coins on this platform, you get this. I appreciate you dropping your hard-earned coins on this platform. Can't even get the show going before brothers is dropping coins. I appreciate that, Brother Divine Networking Solutions, my brother. And also, Brother A Truism with the Cash App before I even got going. Appreciate that, Brother A Truism. You know, when you drop coins on this platform, you get this, my brother. I appreciate you dropping your hard-earned coins on this platform. Yeah, man, I appreciate you, brothers, man, dropping coins before we even get started. Y'all don't know what I'm going to do. I might do some shit that y'all don't even think is worth y'all money. But, yeah, man, I appreciate it, brothers. Welcome back to another edition of the Proper Thought Series right here on the old T.P.O.T YouTube page. I am your host, X, of course, but you knew that already. That's why your black asses are here. Tonight, good show for y'all tonight. Y'all see the title scrolling down there. Y'all see it scrolling down there. It's dying, killing, and dying for love. And I know y'all see that. You know what I should have got? I should have got that goddamn Brother A Truism in here and got him to record something for me. That would have been nice. You know, he could have recorded something like, what you won't do for hoes. You tried everything, but this how it goes. You know, some shit like that. But, you know, he's got a better singing voice. But next time, I'm going to get my boy A Truism in here to sing a little something. But, yeah, tonight, man, we doing killing and dying for love. And it's probably not what you brothers think, all right? It's probably not. But before we get started, y'all know I always start the show off, man, with thanking you good folks, man, for your likes, your shares, your views, your subs, and, of course, your hard-earned pennies, nickels, dimes, quarters, and 50-cent pieces. Because I realize you don't have to do it, man. You don't have to show up to these goddamn streams. You don't have to like these videos. You don't have to share them. You don't have to show up here Wednesday, Thursday, and Saturday nights. And you definitely don't have to drop your hard-earned coins on this platform. But you good folks choose to do so, man. Night after night, week after week, you are here when you could be anywhere. And I don't take you good folks lightly, man. I never have and I never will. You got my word on that. I'm humbled. I'm honored. I'm appreciative. And I'm thankful for all you good folks. And that goes for the good folks who hang out there and the good folks, the good folks who hang out up in here. All right? All right. And I see some old faces that ain't been here in a while. Yeah, I appreciate that, Brother Divine Networking. I appreciate that, man. I appreciate that. Brother Mel is in the house. What's good with it, Brother Mel? My man, Brother A Truism, is up in here, of course. Lady Celine is here. What's good with it, Lady Celine? Brother Computer Geek. Man, I thought you had abandoned me, man. I thought you had unsubscribed from my shit. I ain't seen you in so goddamn long, man. What's good with it, brother computer geek? But yeah, man, we're gonna get into this tonight. But you know, before we get started, you know I have to start it off, man, with our opening segment. A segment that I believe you good folks have come to like. The old mama of the day. These old mamas. Yes, time for the old mama of the day, because you know X is never going to run out of them. Never, ever, never, ever, ever. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead, man, and just play this here clip, man, and fair use. Y'all go ahead and check it out. Our old mama of the day.
It's bow time.
Oh,
When everyone else is cutting back, Bojangles is giving you
All
more chicken
ways
and more
of fucking
choices.
commercial.
6 pieces of bold, juicy fried chicken, 2 regular fixings of your choice, and 2 buttermilk biscuits. Now 2 can dine from $9.99. It's bow time.
Fair
11,
use.
The grandparents of 2 slain young children are talking to WBTV about how their family is doing tonight. The names of the children: 7-year-old Isaiah and 3-year-old Aaliyah Miller. Police say their own mother killed them before killing herself. It's been a very difficult story for us to cover and tell here. Our Bria Bell spoke to that family. Bria, you've been out there all day. You've spoken to a lot of family members. How are they doing now, almost 24 hours later?
Ben, Isaiah and Aaliyah's grandfather says it'll be a while before the entire family is okay. He also says there's been some tears and some anger as they try to figure out how to move forward. It's something that family members, neighbors, nor police ever saw coming.
I'm not going to say you deal with it and try to move on, but it's hard to try to move on for something like this, especially when it happened in your neighborhood.
34-year-old Christina Treadway ended both of her children's lives Saturday night inside the family's home in Northwest Charlotte before deciding to jump off a bridge onto Interstate 485 and killing herself. Police are still working to find out what killed 7-year-old Isaiah Miller and his baby sister, 3-year-old Aaliyah, as the family tries to understand the reason behind Treadway's decision.
It's hurtful, you know. It's very hurtful, you know. I'm trying my best not to be angry with her, but it's hard not to be.
Gregory Moore is the children's grandfather.
My son is heartbroken, you know, he's devastated.
Moore says his family has been leaning on each other for support, but the pain of losing little Isaiah and Aaliyah is almost unbearable.
Something that's going to take a long time to get over, if you ever get over it.
The family describes Aaliyah as a superstar and entertainer.
You know, she's a singer. You know, at 2 years old, she was singing songs and carrying the notes, you know, of a 20-year-old.
And they say Isaiah was wise beyond his years.
Smartest kid I ever met. I mean, top of his class and everything. Very attentive in school, polite, mannerful.
Moore says his family is in pain, but there is some perspective he wants to share, so hopefully no one else has to endure something so terrible.
I don't wish on anybody. I mean, if you have a family member that's going through any kind of emotional or mental issues, reach out to them, help them, get them some help.
The family says they are in the middle of planning funerals for both Isaiah and Aaliyah. The father of the 2 kids have set up a fund. A link to that can be found on our website, WBTV.com. Live in Charlotte, Bria Bell, WBTV on your side.
Bria, thanks so much. Of course, we will stay on top of this story as it continues to develop.
Yeah, man. You know, and this is kind of close to where I live. I mean, this is right here in Mecklenburg, Northwest. This is probably about, I don't know, maybe 20 or 30 minutes from where I live. So this is some local shit. And it's a shame, man. You know, but one thing y'all can see that's different from the others, right?
For over 65 years, families have trusted Coit to deplane just about.
One thing y'all can see that's different from the other cases that I bring y'all, right? Usually, the old mama just kills the kids, you know, and somehow she survives. she killed the kids and then jumped off of a bridge. My thing is, why not you just jump off of a bridge? Why the little tykes gotta die too? Here's the old mama here. I mean, why do they have to die because you're going through something? See, that's what puzzles me. I mean, if you want to kill your damn self, go ahead and kill yourself, girl. Kill yourself. But why do you have to kill the kids? Drop them off at their grandparents' house and then go do whatever it is you got to do. Go drive off a bridge. Go, I don't know, jump in a shark tank. I don't know, climb an electrical pole and put one hand on one end of the electrical wire and put another hand on another. I don't know, whatever you got to do. But out of all of the old mamas that I brought y'all over the course of many weeks and months, I think she's the first one that also killed herself. Now, they don't say why she did it. They don't say why she killed the kids and then killed herself. They don't really go into it. If I can find out what's going on, I will. Like I said, it's local, and this is an older story. If I can find out, y'all, I will. Because y'all know I like to dig into this stuff. You know, I do the old T.P.O.T investigates. And if I find out what's going on with it, I will find out why she killed the little tykes and, you know, what it involved. You know, maybe I might even try to find out who the kid's father is and maybe get him on, because that's something I've been thinking about doing too, brothers. Because y'all know I get up here and I talk about these old mamas who done killed the babies and everything and suffocated them and shot them and all this kind of foolishness. I'm going to try to start reaching out to these little tykes' fathers. Y'all know T.P.O.T, we got a pretty good reach. You know, we can kind of get people on here. So I'm going to try, especially with this one, because this is close. All right. Like, this is like I said, maybe 20, 30 minutes from where I live. So to be continued, man. And, I mean, it's like, it's a shame, man. It's a shame. And what's even more a shame is that I never run out of these stories. I never run out of these old mamas. I never do, man. And I'm never going to. Notice I bring y'all a different story every night. I haven't repeated a story yet. And guess what? I won't. I won't. Y'all have no idea how many of these stories I have in my archives. Like dozens and dozens and dozens and dozens of these little kids, man. Just getting killed by these old mamas. It's a goddamn shame, man. And you want to try to tell me that mothering doesn't matter? Because just think about it before we move on. If a woman is willing to kill the children, what type of life you think those kids got inside that house? If she's willing to kill them, what kind of life do those babies have in that house? It's one to think on, man. But yeah, let's get into it, man, because we got a lot to cover tonight. Now, y'all see the title, Killing and Dying for Love. Now, we often hear about women saying, you know, brothers don't want to protect them and, you know, they're unprotected, you know, especially when it comes to black women, you know, they're the most unprotected people on the planet, which is a fucking lie. Black children are. But that's neither here nor there. But tonight, we're going to talk about killing and dying for love. And we're going to start off with a story about A man killed protecting his girlfriend from an armed ex-husband. We read, a man who shielded his girlfriend from her armed ex-husband was killed Sunday morning. The couple was returning from a date when Sheldon Maurice Rogers, the woman's 35-year-old ex, confronted her with a gun at her apartment home located in the Lakes at San Marcos complex on Woodville Highway about 1:40 a.m. Sunday, said Officer David Northway, spokesman for the Tallahassee Police Department. In a prepared statement first posted on the department's Facebook page and then emailed later in the afternoon, Northway detailed Moises Joseph's heroic actions. Now, they're saying his actions are heroic, right? We continue. Joseph stepped between his girlfriend and Rogers, telling her to run for help. During the struggle to gain control of the gun, Joseph was shot multiple times and was killed. Now, you're listening to this, right? They obviously were struggling over the pistol, right? But we continue. The woman, TPD, has not released her name, escaped uninjured and called 911. Joseph effectively saved her life, Northway said. Responding officers stopped Rogers, who was driving away in a car that matched the description his ex-wife provided. He was questioned, then arrested. Rogers is being held in the Leon County Jail without bail on premeditated murder and aggravated assault charges. His first appearance is scheduled Tuesday morning. And here's the brother here, the ex-husband, Sheldon Maurice Rogers, who shot the new boyfriend. But it continues. The booking report does not include any criminal history or a mugshot. County court records, however, include a photo. LSCO files state that his identity is exempt under the state statutes applicable to law enforcement officers and investigators with state and federal government agencies. Why? What is he, like a secret agent or some shit? His picture is here. But it continues. Rogers' name does not appear on an official LCSO staffing roster, Florida or Georgia state government payroll databases, or federal personal records. According to the divorce papers, the couple split up in May 2013 and share custody of their 7-year-old son. Rogers, who has reported living in Lyons, Georgia, and in Plantation, Florida, was ordered to pay $300 per month in child support. Another court document dated October 1, 2013 states he failed to pay. Hours after the fatal shooting, there were visible signs of a crime at the 17-building apartment complex, only a stone's throw from St. Mark's Historic Railroad State Trailhead at Capitol Circle. I'm assuming that's the apartment complex right there. Parents could be seen walking with their children to and from a small playground. They waved but would not make any comments about what happened earlier. The nearby pool, wreathed in tropical plants, remained empty. Investigators from the Criminal and Forensic Unit assigned to this case had left the scene. Any crime tape once tacked up outside had been taken down. A representative from the leasing office, who was about to show 2 prospective residents the property, confirmed that a shooting took place there, but would not provide any additional details about the incident. Those who knew Joseph well say that he was always one to believe in others and to make a difference. He was a brilliant young man, very intelligent, not just academically. Said Pastor Quincy Griffith Sr., his life was meant to be the change of today. Now, there's Mr. Moisey Joseph. Obviously, he had just graduated from some university or something like that. Obviously, an educated man. Found himself around some woman. Ex-husband. Still coming around. And he's coming around this time with the heater. He pulls the gun. He wrestles and scuffles with the guy and ends up dead. Now, this, I guess you can consider him protecting this woman, right? You can consider him protecting her in this instance, right? But What if he didn't try to wrestle the gun away from this guy? What if they hadn't scuffled? Would he still be alive? And I think I would put this in the category of him protecting her, I guess, right? Getting shot for someone. But did he really get shot for her? Because it says that she took off and ran. Or did he get shot just because him and the brother were scuffling over the gun? It's never a good idea, fellas, brothers, to scuffle with a man holding a pistol. The only way you want to scuffle with someone who's holding a pistol is if you're grabbing them from behind. You're facing him. You don't want to scuffle with a brother with a pistol. Because if you can't disarm him in like a second, anything more than that is just too much. A second or two, if you can't disarm him in like a second or two, there's no need to scuffle with him. Never scuffle with a person holding a loaded gun. Because if he's going to shoot you, he's going to shoot you anyway. Especially when you're facing him. If you're behind him, that's different. You stand a better chance. If you're facing a brother with a loaded pistol, you probably don't want to scuffle with him. And like I said, if you can't disarm him in like 1 or 2 seconds, don't even bother. You might just make it out of there alive. But this brother paid with his life for this woman. Now, they don't talk about the woman. They don't talk about what the problem was or what got the brother there in the first place. But this brother's dead, man. Dead for love. Because guess what? If he wasn't with that woman, if he wasn't there that day, this brother probably would be alive. Because he cared enough for that woman to be willing to scuffle with her ex-husband, who obviously had a loaded pistol. Obviously. He died for love. Or am I wrong here? But let's move on. Let's move on. Because we have more stories. We go here. Says here. Well, actually, I think this is a video. I'll let it play, y'all. Fair use, Negroes, fair use.
Who wonders, will you rediscover the places and faces you treasure most?
Hold up.
Savor sea breezes, the song of waves, the moments that renew. Rise to the call of adventure or drift into the blue. Better days and brighter nights. Find it all.
Something's playing in the background.
Son, Eyewitness News.
To be going.
Fair use.
Him to be going. For me not to hear his voice or, joke around, and it's just a lot.
The mother of the young man shot and killed while protecting his girlfriend during a robbery near Temple University is speaking out. While a viewing is being held tonight for Temple student Samuel Collington, who was murdered just off campus earlier this week. The mother of 18-year-old Amir Jones was shot to death last month near the university, is preparing to bury her son. Eyewitness News reporter Matt Petrillo spoke with the victim's mother today. He joins us live from police headquarters tonight. Matt?
Jess, she told me she will never get used to not speaking to her son, adding she is certainly not ready to bury him.
I would never in a million years expect that my son is going, and I'm never going to see him again.
Sitting on her front porch and fighting through tears, Melody Jones says her oldest son's death happened just months before he was set to graduate from Pottstown High School.
I just want to know why. Like, why would you just want to take my son's life over nothing?
She says her 18-year-old son, Amir Jones, was shot and killed back on November 16th. It happened at 17th and Cecil B. Moore Ave near Temple University after two armed men approached him and his girlfriend. They stole her cell phone and pulled the trigger as Jones tried to protect her.
I guess they was having a tussle with the girl, and my son stepped in front of her, and that's when he shot him in his chest.
Jones' murder happened less than 2 weeks before 21-year-old Temple student Sam Collington was shot and killed after an attempted carjacking. Collington's funeral is being held Friday. Now Jones is planning to bury her son Saturday.
I'm never going to be ready. But, you know, down the line at some point, I have to accept it.
And today, police told us that the two crimes are not connected. Reporting live outside Philadelphia Police Headquarters, Matt Petrillo, CBS 3 Eyewitness News.
Matt, thank you.
Again, a brother steps in to protect his girl. You got Negroes out there robbing. They go to steal the phone. They got a pistol. He steps in front of his girl to save her. And this was a young guy.
In part to protect the staff from the heat.
We just didn't feel it was safe
this
to
was
have
a young
them
guy.
working long hours under such hot conditions.
In Boston, the dangerous forecast contributed to postpone.
Right? He steps in. He gonna look out. Girl, I'm gonna make sure you don't die. I love you. They robbing us, but I'm gonna make sure you don't die. Now, this young fella here, I mean, if me and my lady are out and someone tries to rob us, right? A strong arm robbery, right? Or an armed robbery, right? An armed robbery. And they roll up, they got a pistol. If I don't have my pistol, I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm probably not going to try to disarm them, depending on where they're standing. Now, of course, I would put my woman behind me, right? But I probably wouldn't want her to be in a position where, you know, she's scuffling with these quote unquote robbers. You know, I wouldn't want her scuffling like, you know, this dude, he got the heat, he got it on us. You know, give him this fucking purse, woman. Let him have his shit. All right? Ain't nothing in that motherfucker that we can't get back. Now, if I'm armed, that's different. But shit, if I'm armed, they probably not going to roll up anyway because I'm going to have my shit on my hip. As soon as I see Negroes rolling up that look kind of suspicious, I'm probably going to put my hand on it. But the tables turn when you're not armed, right? The tables turn. I'm not armed. I don't know what I would do. I probably wouldn't panic. I'd be trying to keep my woman from panicking. That's probably what I would be doing, trying to keep her from panicking. But I definitely wouldn't want her like scuffling with this guy to keep him from taking the phone and nah. Like, give him that shit. All right? That's probably how I would be like, just give him that shit. Don't worry, we'll get it back. Like, go ahead, man. Go ahead. You got it. All right? You got it. I don't know if I would put me and her in a predicament where either one of us could get shot. All right? If he's going to shoot us, he's not going to shoot us just like the last case. He's not going to shoot us because we out there scuffling with this dude with the gun. I just don't think scuffling with a person with a loaded pistol is a good idea. That's not the answer. like I said, if I can't disarm him in like 1 or 2 seconds, if I don't think I can disarm him in like 1 or 2 seconds, I'm not even going to try to bother. Not going to get into a wrestling match, all right, with this dude with the gun, all right? Now, he turn around and walk away or run away, I might bust him in the back of the head with a brick as he's running away now. Now, that I might do. I might pick up a bottle and hit him in the back of the head with that shit. But, you know, if he's facing us and he's got the gun on us, and he's got the drop on us, I'm not going to try to scuffle with him. And I'm not going to let my woman do it either. But he's another brother. He died for love. He died for love. Maybe if they hadn't scuffled with this dude and just gave him the wallet or the phone or whatever the fuck he was trying to take, maybe they walk away from it, man. Maybe they walk away from it. Maybe nobody's shot. That scuffling with Negroes with the gun shit ain't a good idea. It's just not, man. Just not. It's hard to win, all right? It's like a 98 to 2% chance that you're going to win that. He's already got the gun in his hand. You're facing him and scuffling with him. He pull that trigger, you dead, because more than likely the barrel is pointing at you. The barrel's pointing at you. So if y'all scuffling, guess what? He pulled that trigger, because most Negroes walk around with their hand on the trigger anyway because they don't know no better. He pulled that trigger, you dead. Again, another brother who died for love. And maybe, just maybe, man, he didn't have to. Well, let me ask you, brothers. Are you willing to die for love? Are you willing to be killed for love? Now, me, I'm willing to die for my wife, for my grandchildren. Probably willing to die for my daughters too. My sons, I wouldn't die for them Negroes. I don't think I would jump in front of a bullet to protect my damn sons. I don't think I told them that shit one time. I was like, I wouldn't jump in front of a bullet for you Negroes. But my girls, I probably would. My wife, absolutely. My grandkids, absolutely. 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 And shit, depending on the circumstances, I probably would take a bullet for my sons too, depending on the circumstances. You have to rephrase that. Depending on the circumstances, I might just do it. But another brother, man, who dies for love. And I know y'all are familiar with this case because I've been talking about it a lot. You see the old man here, Jose Alba, standing there with the knife. He killed this man, Mr. Austin Simon. He died for love too. But he died for love because he was willing to kill for love. Or at the very least, fight for love. Because as we all know now, Mr. Simon ran into the bodega and attacked this old fella here. All over a bag of chips and some candy and some BS. Now this guy was not protecting his woman. The two guys we talked about before, those two other cases, I can lean to they were protecting their women. That kind of falls on that side, right? But this guy here, was not protecting his woman. And I'll tell you why. His woman came into the store, right? She came into the store, her and her baby. She went to pay for something, and her card wasn't working. It wasn't working. The old fella, Mr. Jose Alba, he tried the card a couple times. It wasn't working. Now, once he saw that the card wasn't working, he went ahead and he took the merchandise back. Now, according to her, she said that the store worker snatched the stuff from the daughter. Now, I didn't see that. But even if he had, let's say he had, let's say he snatched it from the girl because they couldn't pay for it. Her and the little girl walked out of that store. What's good, Brother Big Pontiac? I see you up there, brother. Her and that little girl walked out of that store. They weren't hurt. They weren't beat. They weren't slapped. They weren't cursed out. They weren't any of that. She left. Came back later. And when he came back with her, he came back ready to fight. Shoved the man down. And then snatched the man up. All right? And not only that, let me read this. Simon stormed into the bodega. Mr. Austin Simon here that you see. Simon stormed into the bodega that night after Albert grabbed a bag of chips from his girlfriend's 10-year-old daughter when her mom couldn't pay for the snack with her benefit card. The girl's mother exploded in rage, according to the court filing. She threw items off the counter and hollered, "Now my nigga's gonna come down here right now and fuck you up." So she went to go get this man to bring him back to the store so he can do something to this old man, right? That's what that sounds like, right? Simon, his girlfriend, and her daughter returned 5 minutes later, and he could be heard on a surveillance tape saying, "Come on, come out," according to the memo. Alba told the police that Simon also yelled, "Come fight me, come on." Footage obtained by the news shows Simon, 35, getting in Alba's face and shoving the clerk into a chair behind the counter, sending him careening into a wall of merchandise. "Nigga, what's wrong with you? Why you snatch anything out of her hand?" Simon said before the shove, according to the DA's office. Simon then grabbed Alba by the shirt, pulled him up from the chair, guiding him away from the counter to make him apologize to the girl. Alba grabbed a nearby knife and stabbed the shit out of Simon. I just put that in there, y'all. Stabbing Simon 6 times, piercing his heart, lung, and jugular vein in his neck. Simon's girlfriend stabbed Alba in the arm during the melee. Now, I say again, this brother was not protecting this girl. He wasn't protecting this girl or her daughter because they had made it out of the store unscathed, unharmed. The only thing this old man had did to them is tell them that their damn card wasn't working and he took his merchandise back, which was his right because they black asses couldn't pay for it. This isn't a protection piece. This isn't a killing or dying for love piece. This is more of a stupidity piece here. Because he obviously came back to do something to the old man. He ran behind the counter, knocked the man down, then snatched him up. He gonna make him apologize to the little girl. Now, why he felt compelled to do all of that, I don't know. Because I say again, he was not protecting that woman and her daughter. They came back 5 minutes later with this guy. So they were unscathed. They were unharmed. They weren't being threatened. No one was standing in front of them with a pistol. They could have went on about their business. She brought him back to do what? To do what? To stand in because she had felt her daughter had got disrespected by this old guy. What about you, brothers? Would you come back to the store if your wife told you whatever she told this brother? And who knows what she told him, right? I doubt if she just said, oh, well, he snatched the merchandise from us, and put it back on the shelf. She probably said some shit like, oh, he yelled at me, he slapped me, he called us bitches. He called us niggers. Now, none of that's on the tape now. We've seen the tape. None of that is on the tape. But she had to have told this brother something to make him run in the store and run behind the counter, knock this old man down, and then snatch him up. She had to have told him something. This brother lost his life, man, over a fucking bag of chips and some candy and bullshit. But he wasn't protecting anybody. He wasn't. He came in there to prove a point. A point that this broad wanted him to prove. She's a baby mama. He fucking around with her. Because notice they didn't say his daughter. The article says her and her daughter. So he's with this old baby mama. She comes and tells him, oh, he disrespected my daughter. He flies in there with his fucking cape on. And like I told y'all the other night, this brother was on parole. So he shouldn't have been trying to do anything to anyone. He was willing to put his freedom on the line and ultimately put his life on the line for this woman. Me, I want to know why. Why? She can't afford to buy her kids some snacks. That's her fucking problem. That's her problem. Why did he feel the need to come back to the store 5 minutes later when no one had done anything to either one of them? So he's in the middle, right? He wasn't just willing to die for love. He was willing to kill for it, wasn't he? Do you think that if he would have known ahead of time that this old 60-year-old store clerk had that knife handy, would he have ran behind the counter? He obviously intended on getting physical with the man. That's why he was there. That's why this broad went and got him. She said as much when she left the store, right? I'm going to go get my nigga. He going to come back and fuck you up. He wasn't protecting her, man. He wasn't protecting her daughter. He wasn't protecting their honor. He was putting on a show for that woman. That's what I believe. He was putting on a show for her. Obviously, he liked her. He liked her enough to come back in that store and knock that man down over her daughter. So ultimately, this man died for love and not protecting her, but showing off in front of her. Now I know people, oh, man, you just say that. Yeah. Give me another explanation. Give me another explanation. I'll retract my damn statement. This wasn't protection. The other two stories I told y'all about, those lean more protecting your woman. Fine. Dude out there with a gun, you're going to try to wrestle the gun away from the dude for some stupid reason and get your ass shot. You're trying to protect the woman. This man was not protecting that woman. I say again, that woman left that store with her daughter unfucking harmed. But he should have told her, hey, girl, your ass broke. I ain't fucking with you no more. If he would have said that, he probably wouldn't have got no more of that ass, but he would have been alive. He would have been alive. Or when she came back and told him whatever she told him, if he would have said, look, girl, I ain't going back to that fucking store just because your ass can't afford to pay for something. What I look like going back to that store because your ass can't pay for something? If he would have said that, he'd still be alive. Now again, probably wouldn't have got no more of that ass, but he'd still be alive. And I think being alive is a lot more valuable than a piece of old baby mama ass. I'm just saying. Maybe I'm wrong. What do you brothers think? But we continue. I want to show y'all a story. This is a story I covered a while back. This man's name is Calvin Munderland. Murdered shop guard for enforcing mask policy. Let's read. A woman has been charged along with her husband and son with killing a security guard who refused her daughter entry to a shop because she was not wearing a face covering. Calvin Munderland, 43 was shot in the back of the head on Friday at the Family Dollar store in Flint, Michigan, one of the U.S. states hardest hit by the pandemic. He was attacked after telling 45-year-old Charmel Teague's daughter she could not come into the shop without a state-mandated mask. The mother's husband, Larry Teague, 44, and son, Ramonia? Jesus Christ, you women with these fucking stupid-ass names. Ramonia Bishop, 23, are accused of going to the store shortly afterwards and fatally attacking Mr. Munderland. Charmel Teague has been arrested, but the two other suspects remain at large. All three face first-degree premeditated murder and firearms charges. Larry Teague is also charged with violating the governor's order requiring face coverings inside stores in order to prevent coronavirus transmission. Her daughter has not been charged. Now here are the three geniuses here. Here we are. This is a case of killing for love. They go to the store. The brother's working as a security guard. He said, hey, look, you can't come in the store without a mask. That should have been the end of it, right? That should have been the end of it. But no. This woman leaves, comes back with her husband and her son, and they shoot this man in the back of the head just for doing his job. Now, I know people have problems with masks and all that kind of stuff, but when you're talking about a private-run business, man, you can't dictate these people's policy. If they say you can't come in a store without a mask, guess what, man? It's a private business. They don't have to let you in there. And if they tell you you can't come in my store without a mask, what about that bothers you so much that you go home and come back with someone who has a gun over a mask? That man lost his life because he was enforcing a policy that he was paid to enforce by that business. He was a security guard. That was his job, to enforce that mask policy. But these dudes here were willing to come back to the store and kill for love. But once again, we don't know what this old mama went and told them. We don't know what this old mama went back and said to these dudes. I would like to think that they're not just so stupid that they would come running back there with a pistol just because they told her and her daughter they couldn't come in the store. Because I know if my wife came to me and was like, hey, look, they wouldn't let me come in the store because I didn't have a mask on. You know what I would tell her? I'd be like, well, go get a mask and put it on, or go to another store. My response is not going to be run back up to that store with my 50 cal and start shooting people. That's probably not going to be my response. Because again, this woman left unharmed, unhurt. She wasn't slapped. She wasn't beat. She wasn't pepper sprayed. She wasn't any of that. She obviously made it away from there in one piece, right? went and got these two, and they came back and murdered that man. Because, see, they were willing to kill for love. Now, do y'all see where I'm going? Do y'all see why I named the title what I named it? Do y'all understand? Killing and dying for love. But somebody said a long time ago, and it rings true. Many times when a black man finds himself killed, a woman is usually in the center of it. For whatever reason. Whether he's protecting her, or he kills somebody for her, and that man dies. Because we know these women just don't go back and tell the truth, right? Boy, they probably go back and tell the most outlandish fucking story to these dudes. He slapped me. He called me a bitch. He kicked me. He felt my ass. He grabbed my titties. You know, all kinds of shit. They have to go back and say this shit. Because I would like to believe that brothers are not so stupid that they come running over something dumb. I would like to believe that brothers are not so goddamn ignorant that something as simple as a security guard telling your woman that she can't come in the store, or a clerk telling your woman that her damn card ain't working and she can't buy this stuff, something so infinitesimal shouldn't be getting brothers riled up. Because if that's the case, man, if that's the case, it explains a lot. My woman couldn't get me to go running some fucking web or something that's stupid. Because even if she came in here and was like, oh, you know, they wouldn't let me come in the store and, you know, the guy grabbed my ass. I just don't think I would go running down there with my gun. I just don't think I would do it. Now, would I want to see the fella? Probably. I don't even know if I would go to his job like that. I would probably want to catch up to him some other time. But running down there with the pistol, I just don't think I would do it. I just don't. I don't even think I would go down there to brandish shit, let alone shoot somebody with it. But I would like to think that my woman, my daughter, my granddaughter wouldn't even come running to me with this kind of shit. Oh, I couldn't pay for my stuff, Dad. You need to go down there and beat this guy up. Or my wife come in here, they wouldn't let me in the store because I didn't have a mask on. I'm like, well, if you want to bring your black ass in those people's store, put a mask on. Problem solved. I don't think the problem is solved by me running down there with my gun. I just don't think that's the answer. That's not the answer, man. But these women, they have to know, right, that these are these type of dudes. They know they can run back and get them for some bullshit. They know that they had these dudes in their stable and they're willing to kill for love. Now, I want to read a little more of this before we go to the next one. Because it says here, after the initial verbal altercation at the store, Genesee County prosecutor David Layton told at a news conference Monday, Shamel Teague shouted and spat on Mr. Munderland before driving away in a red GMC Envoy. Now she screams at the security guard, spits on him. She returned a short while later with her son and husband before the fatal confrontation ensued, according to the officials. It was the son who allegedly pulled the trigger. Now, that's another thing. These women will go down there, get themselves into some bullshit, run back, get these stupid ass drones of freaking men of theirs, and these dudes will come and kill somebody over a problem that she started. Because notice, it says nothing about what Mr. Munderland did to her. Only thing he told her is that she couldn't come in the store. She's out there screaming, spitting on the man. Escalating something that was nothing. A person telling you can't come in the store is nothing, man. It's insignificant. You go to another store. If you don't want to wear a mask, fine. This is their business. Go to another store. Get in your car and drive the fuck away. I can just imagine how she was out there. Yelling, screaming, spitting on the man. And after doing all of that, comes back with these idiots. And they kill him over something she probably fucking started. They weren't protecting her. They didn't come back till 20 minutes later. So she had made it home, or wherever the hell these fools were. They weren't protecting her. She wasn't under any threat. Her life wasn't on the line. Nor was her honor. She had left unharmed. She was the one yelling and spitting on the guard. He wasn't doing it to her. They weren't protecting her, man. They were showing off in front of her. This isn't protecting, brothers. This is putting on a show in front of your old mama. Wasn't nothing wrong with mama when she came back. She wasn't hurt. She wasn't beat. She wasn't anything. She was out there the one acting a fool, yelling and spitting on folks. That was her doing that. But they come back to defend it anyway. I talked about this story a while back. I actually was in contact with Brother Munderland's wife. We were supposed to do a show together. We kind of got our signals crossed. The last time I spoke to her, it's been a few months. She says she still wants to come on T.P.O.T and talk about it. So maybe I'll bring y'all that at some point, because y'all know T.P.O.T has a reach. We got a reach like a motherfucker. So, yeah, I have spoken to her, though. I haven't spoken to her in, like, I don't know, a few months. And she did tell me that she wanted to come on, you know, and talk about it. So maybe I'll be bringing y'all that sometime down the road as well. You know, I started to hit her up for this story, but I was like, nope. I'm going to leave her alone. I will just try to get her on, you know, at some point, because she did say she was willing to come on. So I guess y'all can look forward to that. Yeah, I have been in contact with his wife more than once, about 4 or 5 times. And I did speak to her a few months ago. So she's actually a really nice lady. But yeah, man. Mr. Munnerlin's mother, Bernadette, told the Associated Press news agency all my baby was doing was his job. And she's right. All he was doing was his job, man. So we continue. We have one more story. Y'all may recognize this brother. His name is Adrian Payne. Played for Michigan State. He also played for a few NBA teams as well. Played for, I believe he played for the Pistons for a while, I do believe. But fair use, we're going to let this play.
The man accused of shooting and killing a former Orlando Magic player is getting ready to go before a judge for the first time since his arrest.
It comes as we're learning more from deputies about what happened in the moments after the deadly shooting. We first brought you this story as breaking news yesterday when deputies arrested 29-year-old Lawrence Doherty in the death of Adrian Payne. News 6's Ezzy Castro is following the latest on the investigation.
According to this arrest affidavit, suspect Lawrence Doherty went back to his home to grab a gun before he allegedly shot Adrian Payne. He says he was, quote, intimidated by his size. News 6 learning new details about the shooting death of former Orlando Magic player Adrian Payne. Records by the Orange County Sheriff's Office shows suspected shooter, 29-year-old Lawrence Doherty, called 911 after the shooting and said, quote, he acted like he got a gun and I shot him. I ran inside my house and I shot him. The whole thing happened at the Econ Landing Townhome community on Egret Shores Drive around 1:30 yesterday morning. During an interview with detectives, Doherty said he saw the shape of a gun on Payne's shirt and described being intimidated due to his size. Though records showed Payne did not have a gun and nothing was found in his car. Meantime, no one at Doherty's home wanted to answer the door after we asked for comment. Doherty, who is facing a first-degree murder charge, claims his actions were justified. In Orange County, Ezzy Castro, getting results, News 6.
Now, the NBA player, he was killed. So let me tell you why he was killed. Says here, former Michigan State men's basketball star Adrian Payne was shot and killed after attempting to intervene in a domestic dispute. Unarmed, according to court documents obtained by MLLive.com. The 31-year-old was shot while standing next to his car at 1:37 a.m. in Orlando and pronounced dead at a local hospital Monday. The Orange County Sheriff's Department confirmed. Lawrence Doherty was arrested on a warrant of first-degree murder and claimed he shot Payne in an act of self-defense. However, Detective Christopher Gilbert wrote that Payne did not pose any immediate threat to Doherty and that Doherty specifically left the scene to obtain the weapon used in the shooting. Police said Payne's girlfriend, identified in the documents as Tara, was asked to come to Doherty's house to mediate in an argument between Doherty and his girlfriend, Tatiana. Doherty arrived at his home and found Payne and Tara sitting in a parked car outside of the house after midnight. Doherty approached the vehicle and an argument with Payne ensued before Doherty went into the house and retrieved a 9mm handgun, went back outside and fired once at Payne, according to police documents. Now, I've read this story before. And the story read, this guy, Doherty, was arguing with his girlfriend. His girlfriend, who's friends with Adrian Payne's girlfriend. Adrian Payne's girlfriend allegedly came over there to, I don't know, stop her from being beat up, stop her from being hurt, get in the middle of the argument. Now, they weren't there, okay? They were not there. From what I understand, they were home, okay? They were home. And they left from there to go to the girlfriend's friend's house. Because the girlfriend and her boyfriend were arguing. So she wants to go over there to do I don't know what. And she brings Adrian Payne with her. Adrian Payne ends up in an argument with this guy, Doherty. Adrian Payne ends up killed. Now, did Brother Payne die for love? Did he die because he was willing to go with his girlfriend as she intervened in her friend's argument with her man? Did he die for love? Did he die for love? But then again, we don't know what his girlfriend told him, do we? We don't know what his girlfriend's friend told his girlfriend. We don't know. Did Adrian Payne, did he die for love? Is he dead because of the girl he was with? Is he dead because he chose a woman who likes to intervene in her friends' relationships? I say again, did he die for love? But that is it for the killings and the dyings for love. Now, if you brothers want to come through and discuss it, you can. You know what to do. The email is prophetofthought@yahoo.com. That's prophetofthought, one word, no caps, @yahoo.com. Negroes. you wish to come up here and opine about some of this stuff. What is it about us, brothers, man? Why are we so willing to go running whenever a woman says something? Is it what she says? Right? Is it how she's saying it? Is it because she's crying? There's tears in her eyes. You gotta come down here. He disrespected me. But when a woman comes back and she tells you these things, does she realize that she's putting your life in jeopardy? Does she realize that she's putting your freedom in jeopardy? I go back to Austin Simon, the dude in New York City. I'm pretty sure this woman knew this man was on parole. He had not too long got out of prison. She had to realize bringing him back to that store for him to do something to that old man would have put his freedom on the line. You're on parole, you probably don't want to be getting into fights. Because you're getting into fights, that means you're going to have police contact. And when you're on parole, you're not supposed to have any of that. But do these women care? Do they care about your freedom? Do they care if you're alive or not? That's a problem with a lot of us, right? We're just thinking for the moment. We're not thinking about what's going to happen 5 minutes after, 10 minutes after, an hour after, the next day. We're not thinking about that, are we? And we know that women are definitely not thinking about that. Which means they aren't thinking about you. And I think when they talk this protection piece, these are the type of things they're talking about. They want to be able to go somewhere and start shit with people. Fuck with people. And have you come back there after they've already left unscathed. They want you to fucking come back there and do something really stupid. I would like to think that the people that listen to me are smarter than that. I would like to think that the brothers that listen to me know better than to go running because your woman tell you she couldn't pay for some potato chips, or your woman tell you the security guard told her to put on a mask. I would like to think that the brothers that listen to me would not go running back to the fucking store with a pistol. I would like to think that y'all have smarter women than that. because I know me, if my woman was to come back, she'd be laughing at that shit. She'd be like, oh, you know, they didn't let me in the store because I didn't have a mask on. That's how she would come back. That's how she would come back. She wouldn't come back like, oh, you got to go down there and kill somebody. You got to go down there and stab somebody. You got to go down there and shoot up the store. Because they told me to put on a mask, you got to go down there and shoot the store up. But this is the thing, right? This is what puzzles me. These women can always get somebody to come and shoot somebody, beat them up, kill them, stab them, murder them, do all this shit. But you couldn't get this guy to just come buy the chips or the candy? You couldn't do that? Was that not an option? When she walked up broke ass out of there and couldn't pay for a couple dollars worth of shit, she couldn't go out there to him and be like, look, you know, my ass broke. You know, give me $5, $10 so I can buy some bullshit. That wasn't an option? Y'all see where I'm going here. Why wasn't that an option? They can always get these men to do all this other shit. But you couldn't get them to buy the chips. The ladies with the mask. You couldn't get him to just get you a mask? Buy you a mask? Something? The only option was to have him come down there and kill the man? Shoot the man in the back of the head? That was the only option? I don't understand, man. There's so many dudes out there, man, that's willing to kill and die for love. And like I said, only 2 of these stories tonight out of the 5 that I brought you can be considered, quote unquote, protecting these women. Those other 2, they were just showing off. They're just showing off. Putting on a show for whatever reason. And the NBA player, I think he just got caught up in a bad situation. I don't think he was showing off or protecting. I think his girl just got him in the middle of something bad. Had him somewhere where he probably shouldn't have been. Because it didn't have anything to do with him, right? Had nothing to do with him. Had nothing to do with her. But she brought him into it. But he's the only one that ends up dead. The person who had absolutely nothing to do with it ends up dead. Is this what these women are talking about when they're talking about being protected? Is this what they're talking about? Is protection running back to a place that she's already left safely from? You running back there to assault someone, to shoot someone? Is that protection? Is that protection? I always thought of protection as I'm walking down the street and something go down while we're together. Yeah, I have to protect you from this threat. I'm not protecting you from a threat. If you're somewhere and you make it back home and you're telling me about it, that means whatever it is, your black ass survived it. So why would I return to that place and escalate it? Why would I go to a place and cause a disturbance somewhere where obviously you were not hurt at? Because what am I protecting at that point? Your honor? Your feelings? Your shame? What am I protecting at that point? At that point, me going back there, I'm just putting on a fucking show. Because whatever happened there is over. It's not like I walk into the store and someone's harassing you or accosting you or yelling at you as I walk into that store. That's different. That's a different set of circumstances. But is this what they're talking about when they talk about this protection stuff? Where you have to go back somewhere where they have created the fucking disturbance. They have created the problem. They have taken something really, really small and made it really, really big. And now they leave from there, come to where you are, to bring you to this place where they created the disturbance. Now, the first two stories, the brother, he's dating this woman. She's got an ex-husband. He wants problems. He shows up. He shows up with a gun. He tells the woman, hurry up, run, get out of here, as he scuffles with the brother with the gun and ends up shot. Like I said, I would consider that protecting her. And yeah, I would have to say, I would have to lean on the side of him protecting her. Now, of course, they don't go into the specifics of the case, but I would lean in the area of that he was protecting her from her ex-husband. And he put his life on the line to do it. And then the other young fella, the 17, 18-year-old fella. Somebody came up. They got a pistol. They want to rob them. The guy with the gun, I believe, gets in a scuffle with the girl, trying to snatch her iPhone out of her hand. He gets in between it. He ends up shot. I would even lean towards protection on that one. But the other two, absolutely not. Calvin Munderland, he shouldn't have been shot out there that day, man. He hadn't did anything to them hoes. Even Austin Simon, he shouldn't be dead. That fucking old man hadn't did nothing to that woman. But see, he put himself in that predicament by coming back there. Just like them dudes who shot Calvin Summerlin. They put themselves in that predicament by coming back there. What they should have done, Brother Austin Simon and Brother Teague, what they should have done is told their women to sit their black ass down somewhere. Woman, sit your black ass down and shut your ass up. Because see, if they'd have said that, they'd still be alive. If Brother Teague had told his old woman, shut her ass up and sit her ass down, he wouldn't have been back at that dollar store killing Calvin Summerlin. See what telling your woman to sit her ass down and shut her ass up will prevent? Not only will it prevent you from killing someone, it probably will prevent someone from killing you. And even Adrian Payne. What if he had told this girl to sit her ass down and shut her ass up? They wouldn't have been at that house. They would have been at their house. Like I said, telling your woman to shut her ass up and sit her ass down won't just prevent you from killing someone. It could possibly prevent someone from killing you. Because obviously, if your woman is willing to put you in a situation unnecessarily, man, I don't think that woman really gives a shit about you. She's willing to put you in the middle of a situation unnecessarily. I don't think she really gives a shit about you, man. Especially if she's coming back padding the story just to get you up in arms, to get you out of your chair, to get you in your car, to get you on that street. Because like I said, that's probably what happens, right? They probably just don't go back and just tell the simple truth. They probably go back and say all kinds of shit. He touched me. He called me a bitch. He called me a nigger. He felt my ass, all kinds of shit. Tell you some shit to get your blood boiling. Get you running out there. Get you grabbing your gun. Get you pissed. Make it so you run out there, you gonna show this Negro something. All these cases I showed y'all tonight. All 5 of those brothers that I showed you tonight. Brother Moise, Brother Johnson, Brother Payne, Brother Summerlin, Brother Simon. All those brothers are dead. They all lost their lives. Either protecting a woman, showing off for a woman, and Brother Summerlin, the security guard, he lost his life because someone was showing off for a woman. He lost his life because a Negro wanted to show off in front of a woman. That's why I say, man, you brothers, man, you got to be wary out there. Because guess what? Even if you're not willing to die for love, there's plenty of brothers out there who are willing to kill for love. But yeah, man, I guess we're going to wrap it up. I don't think no brother's going to come up here tonight. I didn't want this to go too long anyway. I was going to try to keep it under 2 hours because I'm supposed to be going out here and lighting off some fireworks for these damn kids. They won't leave my ass alone. So, yeah, man. Killing and dying for love. Which one are you brothers willing to do? Are you willing to do both? But I guess we all are, right? Depending on the circumstances. We probably ain't willing to kill or die over a bag of potato chips and a bag of candy. We're probably not willing to die because we told somebody to put a mask on. We're probably not willing to kill because our woman's feelings were hurt. I don't think I would be ready to kill someone because they hurt my woman's feelings at a store or at a deli. I think they would have to do a lot more to her than that for me to want to blow their brains out. Not disrespect her, not slap her, not physically assault her, no. Just hurt her feelings. Her feelings were hurt, so I must go kill someone. Come on, man. Come on. I say again, man, any woman that's willing to put you in that fucking position, man, she don't give a shit about you, brother. She don't. She don't. If she was any kind of woman, she wouldn't want you to go back to that fucking store. She should be telling you, nah, don't go back there. It ain't a big deal. That's what she should be fucking telling you. As long as ain't nobody put their hands on her or slapped or disrespected her, the last thing she should want is for you to go back to that store acting a fucking fool. If she really gave a shit about you. That's the last thing she should want you doing over something so little. Something so insignificant. Something so infinitesimal. It's amazing how people give a shit about the insignificant. But no one gives a shit about the major things in life. The insignificant gets us all up in arms. Shit that don't even matter. That if you paid it no mind at all, your life wouldn't change a bit. Your kid's life wouldn't change a bit. But the life-changing shit, we don't want to think about that at all. That don't matter. Crazy, man. But yeah, man, I think we're going to go ahead and wrap it up because like I said, man, I got to go out here and deal with these kids. God damn it. I told them, God damn it, we only going to go till about 12:30, God damn it. Has to go get to bed around this motherfucker, but yeah. We're going to go ahead, man, and wrap it up. But before we get out of here, man, y'all know I got to hit y'all in the head with T.P.O.T's programming notes. Yeah, it's time for programming notes, man, because we have a debate coming down the pipe. Yes, we do. We have a debate coming down the pipe, you Negroes. We have a debate coming down the pipe. Because Wednesday, the T.P.O.T YouTube page is back at it. And my brother Big Nate, will be here. And he will be squaring off with JR. And we will be debating the United States of racism. Yeah, that's right. The United States of racism. Like I said, my brother Big Nate will be here, man, and he'll be squaring off with JR. Y'all probably remember JR. He came here, man, and he took on everybody, you know, because he was saying racism is our biggest problem, et cetera, and he took on like 7, 8 guys, so, you know, y'all are familiar with him. He squares off with brother Big Nate, man, Wednesday night, 9 p.m. Eastern time, right here on the T.P.O.T YouTube page. You Negroes know. Yeah, man, that ought to be a good one. So make sure you are here 9 p.m. Eastern time for that throwdown. But yeah, man, I mean, in closing, man, there's nothing wrong, you know, with being in love, you know, with a woman. There's nothing wrong with thinking, yes, I must protect this woman. You know, she's my woman. I got to look out for her. I got to protect her. There's nothing wrong with that. I think that we have to distinguish protecting someone and showing off for them, right? I mean, of course, man, I'm willing to take a bullet for my woman and my grandkids and all that. But if it's something insignificant, man, something infinitesimal, something small, I'm not going to run out there ready to die or ready to kill over something little. I mean, it just doesn't make any sense to me. Just doesn't make any sense to me. I mean, you would have to do something more than hurt my woman's feelings for me to want to kill your ass. I mean, if I done shot a motherfucker, more than likely I done shot him here. They done fucked around and came up on the premises and got past the cameras and got past the dog and all that and trying to make their way up in here. Now they ass laying in the yard. If I get killed protecting my wife, my daughter, my grandbaby, my nephew, my grandson, that would probably be here. Because a lot of times, man, these type of things can be avoided, man. Especially when you're talking about women. I mean, a lot of times these women just shut their ass up. That'd be the end of it. Like the woman in the store. All she had to do is walk out that store and shut her ass up. Austin Simon would still be alive. Calvin Summerlin, the security guard, doing his job. When he told them that they couldn't come in there without a mask, all that woman had to do was shut her ass up and walk away from there. He would still be alive. And I believe the same thing about the ball player, Adrian Payne. All his girlfriend had to do was shut her ass up. And guess what? That man would have never been down there with her. And probably still alive. Now, the other two brothers who ended up getting shot, actually protecting their women, that's something else. That's something else. They were actually protecting them. Actually dying for love. Different scenarios, man. When you're in a scenario like that, that's different. You are protecting your woman now. You ain't protecting your fucking woman if she done went somewhere and did some bullshit. And now she's coming back to get you. So you can be involved with the bullshit she stirred up. She done went down the street, started a fucking bonfire. And she wants you to come down there with a fucking can of gasoline. What good is that? What good is that? She done went down there and started a fucking dumpster fire. Now she coming back with you talking about, come on, bring a can of gas so we can pour some fucking more on it. It's not worth it, brothers. And if you got that kind of woman, get the fuck away from her, man. She don't give a fuck about you. She'll fuck around and get you killed. She will fuck around and get you killed. And if she don't get you killed, guess what? She'll fuck around and have you ready to kill some fucking body else. But that's all. we're going to go ahead, man, and wrap it up, man. I appreciate you brothers coming out tonight as always. You could have spent your Saturday night anywhere. You decided to spend it here. It is appreciated, man. You know it is. Like I said, man, make sure you hear Wednesday night. Brother Big Nate and Brother JR will be squaring off in the United States of Racism. That ought to be good. I don't know what we're doing Thursday night. I don't have anything booked as of yet. But y'all know that can always change here on the T.P.O.T YouTube page. We're going to be doing some different things, man. August, we're going to do some things. We're going to change some things up a little bit. I don't want to say too much about it right now. You'll just see it when it happens. You will see it when it happens. All right? Once again, man, I appreciate all of y'all, man. You know I don't take you good folks lightly, man. I never have and I never will. You got my word on that. So, with that, I will leave you good folks with 3 words. You know, like I always do.
Hours of power.
Debates. Up, wrong drop. God damn it. Why is that even in there? Jesus. That's what happens when you get old, man. Peace, folk. Open your mind.
Dark Exodus. The protester.
Dark Exodus.
Open your mind.
You know.
Yeah, X.
Dark Exodus.
You understand?
Yeah, X.
You understand? Open your mind.
Dark exit. Yeah, exit.
You know.
You understand?
Yeah, X.
Open your mind.
Dark exodus. Dark exodus. Dark exodus. Dark exodus.
Only from T.P.O.T. Media. Open your minds.